about how they can't read.
Here,
Many of them,
let's
not
see
all
if
of
they
them,
let
but
us
many of
play
them,
it now.
how they can't spell because their parents just threw tablets in front of them. Go ahead and play. Enjoy yourself. You should learn something today.
Now, I want
And
y'all
put
to
them in front of
listen to
TVs and
listen. This is generational wealth within the banking system. This is his John, how he says it. No, he's which one you think he's doing? Welcome to the Eon YouTube channel where we talk about it before anyone else, and if it's talked about, you heard here first. First, it's this type shit, bro. I'm I get tired of these jokers, right? They coming up with these schemes right here. Now he's promoting Chat GPT. So then, if Chat GPT is so good, it's so good. Watch how he talks about it. Now, he tell me if this is good promo right here. But he got 2,000 views, 203. This is a failing, uh, saturated, or about how to discharge your mortgage or discharge your automobile yeah. He'll teach you how to do it because you he pays $30 a month for the Chat GPT. So he gonna charge you. Watch what it does.
devices. But we knew that was coming, didn't we? Didn't we all see that coming? I I I don't know what to say. The teachers are many of them are quitting. I understand. Many of the teachers are quitting because they can't handle it either. And if you are a teacher, you deserve you deserve an encore. Matter of fact, you should be treated to lunch every day of the week because you got your work cut out for you. And those of you who are parents and you have toddlers, adolescents, and teenagers, I feel for you. Not joking. Look, it's not the kids. It's the junk they're putting in our environment, the junk they're putting in the food.
It's the environment.
It's not just
I
America,
lived in
but
the
we know it's
same
mostly
environment.
America. We're not going to talk about the other generation. You guys know who you are. The 18 to 29-year olds. You all know that there was something wrong. You all know that there was something wrong. The 2000s wasn't a great time to grow up, everyone. Wasn't a great time to be born. That 911 generation, growing up after 911 when this world went to crap, those of you who are having children now, I feel for you. Look at what you all have to fight with and deal with. Don't blame your child. Blame this stupid system. Blame the stupid system. Blame those stupid billionaires and multi billionaires who are running the show because that's what they're doing. The Elon Musk who want children to be everything they can be. What is it called? Detransgendering? Detransgendering? The people who did all of those operation on those when they were teenagers. You know that.
Just show them how Chat GPT and watch the name they
And
come
things
up
are
with.
the way that they are. That's in the algebra. I said, I remember.
Okay, let me tell you something. I already showed y'all. Banks don't have no money. Look at the Federal Reserve note. If you don't know about the Federal Reserve, it's not a part of the government. That's it. Boom. That's it. It's not a part of the government. You can read anything Alan Greenspan said, anything. So this shit right here is bullshit. Why would I pay $5.50 for some shit I already know and I can write it, type it myself? So I'm gonna get this joint and they don't have the quotations in it already, man. Get the fuck out of here. Every time you turn around, they trying to make something new. They try to make people more lazy than they always.
We had to watch the refrigerator and everything. They don't say refrigerator. They're $8 billion.
It's
My
not the
parents
numbers.
didn't do this. They didn't sit down with me. Yeah. You know the works. How many of you tried to
Now,
provide you the understanding, ladies and gentlemen? You need to understand what I'm doing. What I am doing is I'm putting in the system the information regarding that in clearings. I've been talking about the in clearing stuff for years. It's the Check 21st Act. I read the act in 2012. Why? Because somebody told me they received a check and it was marked. They received it returned. Not a check, but a our style money order. It was returned to them with the stamp on it, legal check. And I kept telling people, you don't want to call it a check ever. Well, hold on. It was being returned, legal check. They were calling it a check, and that was okay. But they called it a legal check. I had to, there's a reason why they're saying that. I had to go look up the law. And it comes from a 2003 act of Congress called the Check 21st Act.
number one, what the fuck makes you think that what Congress called it the what? No, those all of this shit he talking about, bro. This shit is in the Uniform Commercial Code. The fuck do I need to listen to? That's what I be talking about. But when I put up and say, tell you something about doing something where go ahead pay
It's
five.
a clearinghouse act. And clearings, pay attention, that comes from that act. So the N clearings check, the N clearings electronic endorsement, the N clearings check that the young man received, and he sent me a copy of the original instrument, $3,500. I mean $35,000. That resulted in the $253,000.
What? For what?
Wake up! This was a $35,000 loan.
Y'all heard that? 35,000 that became part of 250,000. Why is he saying this stuff right here? Who he talking to? Look, you got a little kid on right there, bro.
To Mr. Bruce.
Look. To who? Mr. Bruce. Bruce. Now, he said, Mr. Bruce. Who he talking to? I'm showing y'all I can visually view the mail at my home. And it say Bruce right there. You feel me? It say Bruce right there. Now let's let him finish telling us how much this went to.
And the bank received an instrument from the Federal Reserve in Mr. Bruce's name to be deposited into Mr. Bruce's account, comma, Mr. Bruce, when engaging in banking business, is considered a bank under the law. And therefore, this was commercial business, not a consumer loan transaction. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, you're being foreclosed on.
Right. So I ain't Mr. Bruce, number one. I don't know why Mr. Bruce shit is going to my shit while I have that, and why somebody will send me a link with all these Liz pendings and foreclosures. And a bank recently, filed bankruptcy. And they had a lot of land all in Pennsylvania, all in Boston, all almost everywhere. But they used they used Bank of America, they used Wells Fargo. So what they was called LSF9 Master Participation Trust Fund.
Because you're looking at your loan as a consumer loan. It is not a consumer loan. Say what? The Federal Reserve publication Check Service Bank Check Workflow defines a presentment, aka in clearings, as a delivery of cash items with a demand for payment made to the Federal Reserve Bank or made to the Federal Reserve Bank or a financial institution. It further defines credit as an amount added plus to an account. The same federal publication states that when an image check letter is processed specifically, your master or settlement account will be credited for the amount of the files. Ladies and gentlemen, the Federal Reserve publication also identifies the maker as the person or business that writes the check, and the payee as the person or business to whom the check is made payable to. The income.
See what I'm saying? Why you think I had dictionary on the back of a donkey's ass? I know who don't fuck with me because when I put up the shirt and shorts, yeah, they know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and y'all trying to talk about it right here in chat GPT. I mean, what are the chances they'd be talking about that same thing? All of this at the same time, as I tell you, it was an experiment. Many people looked over on Wise Learned Leaders because you would have seen in the first part. I'm talking about the asset of money and promissory notes and what all that UCC. Not these publications right here. Yeah, they're the emissions of the um, Federal Reserve. But I told you, you get a mortgage, you loaning the bank money. They don't got no money. Shit don't even be worth what it's written on, especially cash. Like they said, we in the fulfillment of prophecy where there's a new world order of things, a new order of the ages. It's still, I don't give a shit about no mortgage. Who wants their land mortgaged to a bank? Who gives a fuck if they two banks or whatever? Yo, I paid cash for that. Yo, that's RZA. As a matter of fact, when I signed the paper to purchase Jones Mizans. So I don't know which one. Y'all better be saying this shit for an admission. Make sure I ain't got nothing to do with none of this shit.
That's talking about a different issue. The Federal Reserve publication defines forward collections as cash items deposited and received for presentment at a paying institution. The publication further explains that the paying institution receives the in clearings file from the Federal Reserve, downloads the files, posts the item in the customer's account. Pay attention. Post the item in the customer's account. It's getting it from this document right here. I don't want to download that PDF. I uploaded the PDF. Let me show you the PDF. Where are you at in clearings? This you can get from the Federal Reserve. It's getting it from this 28-page document. Receive a deposit notification accepted. File transmitted successfully. Once the file has been processed, your master and settlement account will be credited for the amount filed. Mr. Bruce sent this to me. Mr. Bruce highlighted all those points. I've never gone through the document, but he knew what he was looking for. Without ChatGPT, oh lordy, lordy be. Back to the conversation. The memorandum states a conclusion as the institution did not lend its.
The thing is, why he file it under seal? Why is he trying to file it under seal? Why you want your note under seal? And you see right there, it should say writ of mandamus.
comma, and the Check 21st Act evidences that this is not a consumer loan.
Defendant, Pentagon Federal Credit Union during discovery. So I told y'all the folks was already on this joint. Well, they putting it. No, I didn't have it in my name, but we'll take care of that part later. Yeah, somebody wanted to live as me. And my family, that's how jealous niggas be. I showed y'all on here who that jealous. Y'all gonna stop calling these people right online. Y'all gonna get police locked up and everything. Then right here, what I was telling the judge the whole time, you don't got jurisdiction in this case. And then look what's on right here. What that sound like? What that sound like to you when you say we are the
Now
receipts?
these positive things.
Why the fuck would you be telling somebody about jurisdiction and all of this? This is
Daniel pull up books out of the law library, reads right out of it. The answer is right there. No lawyer's going to tell you that stuff. In fact, they will definitely not tell you some of the things that you can read right out of a law book because it takes away their power.
so. You mean to tell me that a whole bunch of black people went against me teaching this, so y'all can hear these white men teach this with all these fucking robots are there, and they don't even got that many people listening. They got the same amount of fucking people listening, and now they trying to break this shit down like this. Who the fuck do they? That's why I said, who the fuck are they playing with? What?
Might be causing harm. I don't recommend doing that. We're not here to tell you how to get away with anything, by the way, but you need to know the difference between doing harm and then violating civil or criminal statutes, which don't even point to you. They point to the fiction person they have authority over. That's who those are called persons, by the way. That word person is a legal term. It's not referring to a living man. It's a person is the entity. You can go look all this stuff up. We got tons of reference material in our material on this, on the premium member area. A ton of downloads goes into all this kind of stuff. And then,
This sound like some damn sovereign citizen shit. Get the fuck out of here with that sovereign citizen shit. First of all, subject matter jurisdiction is defined by the fucking statute and by the Constitution of the United States. Don't what the fuck you talking about? It sound like damn near like sovereign citizen shit. Like that straw man shit. Don't nobody want to hear that with your names and yo. I told you, you pay a house off, they give you the promissory note back. Flip it over and you'll see that it was deposited and it say for deposit only. And whoever signed in front of it is just like a check, a promise to pay. Just like them, that cash is the United States government's promise to pay the Federal Reserve that money back. I don't know what the fuck this bullshit right here is. I know these ain't y'all, the powers y'all have behind them.
My right to manage my property, which is limiting my liberty, and I can't manage my own affairs without coming to some sort of permission. And these were the conditions of pre-release. They wanted to arrest me and not let me be released. And I said, Your Honor, at this point, you're depriving me of life, liberty, and property without due process of law. Have I had due process, which means all the way to a trial by jury? Has that happened yet? And he didn't answer the question. He turned to the prosecutor and says, take conditions 1 through 9 off that document. And the last one was call in once a month. So everybody else that goes through this with an attorney will be told, just do everything they tell you to do and sign.
Man, I'm not doing.
And now you're arguing. That's an argument. Just answering is an argument. So I always put things in the form of a question. It makes the burden of proof go back upon them. And it's interesting how they.
Who sent these people? You got 346. The other boy had 200. That's like, who sent these people? What did they put it? One boy sitting out in there, generational wealth, talking about check 21, man. Check 21 don't mean shit about no check, bro. You got the right to barter and sell in the United States. Yo, that's why I put Count of Monte Cristo. He wanted whatever the money was, he flipped that shit in front of him and told him, yeah. That's how twisted our minds is. The Count of Monte Cristo was written by Joe Dumars, a black guy. Joe Dumars, whatever. So, from the time I've been on here, people have been asking me to verify, show. So, why don't I show my title and all of that? What do you think? Why would people be on fucking line asking me to do that? Asking people to do that, and then you got these people right here, and then some dude sitting in his car, all weirdoed out, with rain falling down on his jaw, trying to explain how they came up with $253,000. Why the fuck is this shit in my shit? I don't got nothing to do. I don't listen. I don't give a fuck how much y'all came up with. I know what we paid. So, if the house sold for something, when somebody else paid what I paid for it. Because the board, yeah, that's that long to me, the stock. I turned the stock in 600 shares. That belonged to me, only me. Ain't had no right to get no mortgage on it or nothing. Yeah, that thing is in trust. Cause I ain't trust y'all. What the fuck I was into? Yeah, I resigned right after that. I don't want to come over there with the sheriffs and nothing like that. You know what I mean? Why they take it straight to the federal court? Think about that. Why did they take it to the feds? It's in state court. Why they take it to the feds and ask it to be held under seal? Like I'm not watching this draw. I mean, somebody really wanted me off the strong. Better not to kill me. So why they under seal? Who they under seal?
or a personal loan. Exclamation mark. The Check 21st Act identifies this as commercial business between commercial institutions. Open paren, 12 USC 5002, section symbol numeral 2, which correlates to section 3, section symbol numeral 2 of the 21st Century Check Act. Close paren, comma, which, comma, anyone engaged in banking business with a banking institution is conducting commercial business and are identified as a commercial bank when they are in a state and are a person under the law, whether natural or otherwise. Stop listening. He's going to explain you right, mother. Excuse me. That's what he's going to explain. He going to even cough. The Check 21st Act of the 21st Century Public Law, blah, 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 is a commercial check clearing statute. Its definition governs banks, checks, substitute checks, forward collections, reconverting banks, taxation, customers known as consumers, persons known as individual natural persons or corporations as persons, and states. Section 3 defines consumer as a person having an account with the bank, and a person includes a natural person. The act defines forward collection. Now, he wanted to make sure that it was a consumer thing. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Wake up. The Check 21st Act.
Valley Glen. Valley Glen is in Pennsylvania.
Check. Stop listening. I'm looking for the actual congressional one. Yeah, but I'm looking for the actual. I'm not looking for their junk, because their junk is not the, their junk is not the actual act. And that's the problem. They just do that junk. And I don't care about any of that. I'm looking for, and it's not 5001, it's 5002. You got to know it. If you don't know it, you don't know what you're doing. I show it all the time. I don't know why. Usually, Yeah, see, all of this junk, none of this is Congress. All of this might be it. This is it. This is it. Make no mistake where you are. This is it. You got to go further. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, don't be a fool anymore like me. Wake up. It does not.
Yeah, they got Valley Glen and Los Angeles evidently too, so I just looked that up too. So they got Valley Glen. So I, I, I don't give a fuck. Why is he talking about the same amount? Why is it being filed under seal? Nobody will find this string. And that it's 6 something in the morning. And that's the time they called and said that my niece passed. Around 6 in the morning.
Define consumer. You stupid idiot. Comma. Section 3 defines this. Because this is the context of my conversation, you ignorant moron. Stop listening. He changed the subject matter by saying, it's not a consumer. It's not a tumor. Section 3, subsection 2 does not define consumer. This section defines what a bank is. What a bank is, what a bank wants. Okay? Sorry, it's early in the morning. I just went outside in that air, and it does it to me every time. We are going to get, for the purpose of this act, the definition applies. Now, you're going to find that the GPT will...
Shut up. Now, let me just tell you this. All you need to do is get in trouble for bank fraud. All this shit is defined in look at the goddamn 18 USC. If you rob a bank, it'll tell you what a bank is then. Yeah, $250 is like nothing for a loss. The bank will insure you your funds if they were stolen. So if your funds can be stolen from the bank, who funds is getting stolen from the bank in the first place? When they go in there, when somebody go in there and rob the bank, all that cash, who money is that? You ever seen somebody go rob and like, yo, man, grab them checks? No, they go in there and they grab cash. So ain't nobody talking about no motherfucking check. The check is cash for all intents and purposes. Under UCC, a check is cash. Anywhere, and they consider it cash. Although it's convertible to cash and whatever. And nobody give a fuck about this bullshit right here. It's been a commercial joint. Let me get my joint back. I don't know what day I'm just gonna go there. I don't want to hurt nobody. But they get the purposes I had a fucking sheriff there.